All right, here's my take on Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin, of course, we have been breaking down to the downside. We have created a bull flag pattern, which we broke down from, and we've been trading down from all the way since October 5th. And you can see this new line, which I drew here. And this line is obviously, it's a rough line, but it's giving us a rough idea that we've been trading across this line, previous resistance and previous support on this line, of course, resistance also right here. This is where the line is started. And we are basically trading along this line at the moment. If I extrapolate it further down, we know the trend is down. And right now, the trend is very much negative, and we know that, right? We're in a bear market. And looking at Bitcoin here a bit closer, we can see that we have been supported from this line, as I mentioned. This is the line that has previously acted as support at the bottom of this bear flag pattern. It has also acted as support here previously all the way in March 2024, and support here, support here, support here. So it is a big line to break. And once you break below that line, there is not that much support left until, you know, all the way down to approximately this region here, to the $52,000 region. Now, looking at Bitcoin here on the 4-hourly, we can see that we've been trading in this symmetrical wedge, symmetrical triangle. And a symmetrical triangle is a continuation pattern. So right now we can see we are moving basically to the upside. We created a higher low, so the previous low was here, the next low was there. We are basically in a short uptrend move right now, and I mentioned this yesterday, it looks also right now that we are going to break this pattern. We got rejected, and we got somewhat rejected earlier today, and now it looks like we're breaking to the upside. Now the point to look for really is this level here, and this is approximately $63,800. We want to be breaking above this level, and you can see it right here. This is the point, $63,800. We want to be breaking above that point in order for us to be seeing some continuation. So basically break above here, potentially get a bounce and up towards this region, which I think is a good region and a target and a good region for us to potentially take short positions from. Now this is the region all the way up to like $67,800 to $68,000. And looking here at the liquidation heat map for on the 2-weekly, and we always want to look at it on a larger time frame. So the 24-hourly might show us a lot of liquidity above and below, and it's a bit blurred, but looking at it here on the 2-weekly is showing us that we are right now entering all of this liquidity, and this is usually a target, right? The liquidity, this is where traders get liquidated. So this is where people who are shorting Bitcoin right now get liquidated on their positions, and right now we're entering this liquidity area, and this goes all the way to like $65,200, which I think we're gonna hit for sure. I mean, not for sure, but there's a high likelihood, and it's all about probabilities in this game. And then we have a big pocket of liquidity here around $67,700, which I just mentioned, right? And that's all the way to like here, 67.7. So I see a high likelihood, at least, that we're gonna go towards this level right here, and then potentially go further down from there. Now, of course, I mentioned liquidity. I mentioned we have to break this level first of all, and this is gonna probably happen with overnight or within the next couple of hours or a day. We're gonna see that, and part of this pump and the general pump is SpaceX. So SpaceX had the IPO yesterday, and trading has begun, and we can see that they had an IPO price of like $135, I believe, and since then we are now going well above that price. So anyone who has had stocks beforehand, it has gone up tremendously. I mean, look at Elon Musk. He's the first trillionaire in history, $1.1 trillion after the historic SpaceX IPO launch. Obviously, he has stocks in Tesla and also in SpaceX and many other companies, and he's now the richest person in history, and we can see that. And actually, SpaceX is now the 9th most valuable company in the world at a market cap of $2.2 trillion. And what I think could happen here to Bitcoin is that we ride this wave, right? There's a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of hype going on around SpaceX and the launch, and eventually once people can start selling, then and the hype starts, the hype starts calming down, I think we can see kind of a relief rally and we go a bit further down. And also we'll have to look at the earnings reports that are coming up for SpaceX, the next earnings reports that might be coming up for SpaceX. Of course, they don't really make a profit at the moment. And I think this will really show us that eventually the hype will calm down. We are also right now at all-time highs for S&P 500. And what could possibly go wrong at a historic launch of a company at all-time highs of the S&P 500? Well, I think it's a correction. And potentially we can go to this level like I mentioned and then go further down, which is what I would be expecting for us to be doing. I mean, I was smiling when I saw this, right? It's crazy. And this chart, I think, sums it up fairly nicely. SpaceX is really grabbing all of that money, all of the liquidity in the market right now. Every big company, hedge fund, they all have their eyes on SpaceX, dumping so much money into the company. I mean, you saw Bitcoin's price went down, a lot of assets, they went down beforehand, and this could be an exit liquidity. So people could be selling to put that money into the IPO. I mean, it was one of the most hyped IPOs in history. And I think this chart sums it up nicely. And just like everything goes in, everything will come out eventually as well. And now I want to show you guys this chart. So this is basically the Bitcoin electrical cost chart. It's essentially the production cost of Bitcoin. How much does it cost a miner to produce one Bitcoin? So the electricity cost to produce a Bitcoin. And historically, Bitcoin never really dumps below that price. So it is a natural price floor, right? If it would cost miners more to mine a Bitcoin than the price of Bitcoin, well, then they would stop mining Bitcoin. It would not make economic sense for them to continue mining Bitcoin. And it, like I said, it acts as a natural floor. And right now the level is approximately $49,000. Of course, the level might continue to go down depending on the electricity costs, but right now this is the level. And if the price goes down, we know just what I'm trying to show you guys is that historically Bitcoin does not go below this price. And I don't think it will go below this price, this bear market either. And also I want to show you guys this chart. I showed it yesterday, but it's quite a nice chart to look at. So we have basically, this is the Bitcoin realized price chart. And the rainbow color is just Bitcoin's price based on how many days until the halving. We can see that usually we find a bottom here in this green area, and the green area is between 400 to 600 days until the halving. So let's just say 500 days until the halving. This is usually when we see a bottom for Bitcoin, and then the realized price is like the average purchase price for Bitcoin. You can see it as that. So if your friend bought Bitcoin for $10,000 and you bought it for $40,000, then we'll take the average price from that, and that is the average price for which Bitcoin was bought for on the Bitcoin network. And usually we can see that Bitcoin bottoms out just below that price, like quite a bit below that price, but for sure below the realized price. And right now we are still above the realized price. You can see the realized price at $53,500 approximately, and Bitcoin's price, of course, $63,800. So there's still a way to go to the downside. And in the short term, yes, we might see a pump, but eventually in the longer time frame, Bitcoin should see a correction. And I keep mentioning this chart every single time. Let me put it on the logarithmic here. You can see that Bitcoin historically has 12 months from the top to the bottom. And it's been like this every single time. I mean, it's pretty much been 12 months every single time. And why would it not be the same? Yeah, of course, I think it's going to be the same. And this will bring us to October. So yes, along the way, we have a few ups and downs, and that's absolutely normal. And you saw that we had ups and downs on the market. We had bear flags forming. And this, I think, usually after hitting some kind of support, we usually consolidate a bit. We might see a small pump to the upside to really get out these people who are shorting right now, who are over leveraged, flush them out of the market. And we can see this liquidity right here. People will get flushed out of the market at exactly $67.7 thousand. I think this will happen. Of course, we could go all the way to here, but I don't think we will. I mean, also last time you saw, we did not go back to these levels at all. We probably find some resistance here, go further down. We have to break this level and then continue trading along this red major support line, which we have already formed. And finally, on the weekly, if I just draw the Fibonacci retracement, so we can do it like this from the bottom to the top here. We can see that we are right now approaching the golden pocket, and the golden pocket right here is laying approximately between $54,000 and $58,000, and it is a mathematical target, right? Bitcoin usually, or the price usually finds the golden pocket, and if we break this level, and now what I think can happen is that we are most likely going to find a bottom somewhere in this region here, which has also acted as previous support and resistance. You can see there's some trading activity going on, and this could potentially bring us all the way down to like the low $40,000 region. And that is my short analysis for today. I think we have covered most items, and you can see Bitcoin is basically forming the same structure it has formed also last cycle. We have a double top structure, double top, same thing happening here, double top, and then we go down along the way. We create some consolidation, we go down further, and then we will find some support here and probably go down a bit further. The moment to look out for is of course Q4 2024, and along the way we're gonna see a lot of ups and downs, and I don't want you guys to worry at all, because once it's a good time to buy, I mean, it's always a good time to buy Bitcoin long term, but once it's a good bottom signal, I will let you guys know for sure. With that being said, see you guys tomorrow. Bye.